Hi, I'm Kendra Kennison, Managing Partner of Rubel Ledbetter and Associates in Corpus Christi, Texas. And today I want to share a quick overview of the recent tax law changes, particularly for employers related to the new tip and overtime deductions. So we're going to jump right in with an overview, and then the new tip deduction, the overtime deduction, some key employer responsibilities, and compliance tips. All right, so what do you need to know about the OBBBA? It was signed on July 4th of 2025, clocking in at over 900 pages. It is one of the most comprehensive federal tax updates in recent history. There's a lot of provisions, some key ones relevant to employers and business owners, the tips and overtime that we'll talk about today, other business and real estate tax credits, business deductions, and some retirement account changes. Many of the changes are effective in 2025 and apply through 2028. Some are made permanent. Today we're focused on employers need to review their payroll systems, their benefit systems, and maybe even some of their tax strategies. In terms of links, wanted to provide you links directly to the bill itself on the congress.gov website and an overview on the IRS website that covers the topics of tips and overtime as well. All right, so let's jump into the tips deduction. Some of the nuances matter. So who qualifies? Employees who regularly earn tips and were earning tips before this legislation. So servers, bartenders, housekeepers, salon team members, those kinds of folks. Up to $25,000 of tip income is deductible, and it phases out at, and you'll see these income limits again, $150,000 for single filers and $300,000 for married filing joint filers. The exact forms are not out yet, but all indications are that it will be reported as adjustments to income. These are typically called above the line deductions, meaning that you get to take them whether or not you itemize or use the standard deduction. Some of the things that didn't change are Social Security and Medicare taxes are still the same. Any state or local taxes are still the same, and all tips are still reported on W-2s. There's more information coming there. All right, so let's talk about overtime. This one is a bit trickier. First thing, the limits are $12,500 for single filers and $25,000 for married filing joint. You see it phase out at the same income levels, $150,000 for single and $300,000 for married filing joint. And the deduction is only for the premium in overtime pay. So the example, if your regular pay is $20 an hour, your overtime pay is $30 an hour, then that premium that's eligible for deduction is $10 an hour. So that's a little bit different calculation than most of us are used to seeing for overtime. So who qualifies for that overtime deduction? You got to follow FLSA here. Folks classified as non-exempt and eligible for overtime pay. If that overtime pay is based on something other than FLSA, whether it's state law, an employer policy, a union contract, it's ineligible. It has to be paid based on the FLSA 40 hours per week. So not a daily calculation, not anything unusual, just the FLSA. And it's only W-2 wages, so not self-employed individuals or independent contractors. This is not eligible for the overtime deduction. So this is where it gets tricky. For employers, in order for your employees to take advantage of these deductions, there will be additional boxes required on W-2s. So there'll be new boxes for tip income and overtime details. Again, that premium amount will need to be reported, which is a little bit different than most payroll systems are set up now. The key is to use a consistent documented process, especially for 2025, as most of, or both of these, are retroactive to January 1st, 2025. So here's a checklist and a timeline you might think about. It's a good idea to go ahead and review your payroll systems now, meet with your CPA or payroll provider, decide if you need to update your policies and perhaps train your management team or your accounting team, and then be keeping an eye out for further IRS updates, final forms being released, and final instructions and guidance being released. I have a feeling it's going to be a quick turnaround this year for everyone that does payroll and payroll forms. So there's a high-level overview. Obviously, if you're an RLA client, we'll be contacting you. We use Gusto, and Gusto has already assured us that they will be updating their payroll forms to be compliant. So RLA clients really don't have anything to worry about. We will be sure this is taken care of on the back end for you. And if you'd like a review of your payroll system, certainly reach out to us at office@rlacpafirm.com. We'd be happy to take a look and help.